If you are studying for your CCNA, you have probably hit the jargon wall. You open a textbook to Domain 1.0, and suddenly you are buried under acronyms, protocols, and the 7-layer OSI model. It can feel completely overwhelming. Sending a single file across the globe follows the same logistical steps as ordering a pizza and watching it weave through traffic toward your house. The OSI model provides a universal 7-step checklist for how data gets packaged, labeled, and moved. This pyramid shows those 7 layers, starting at the top with application and going all the way down to physical. To remember the exact order, network engineers use a simple phrase: all people seem to need data processing. Internalizing this journey transforms an abstract list of protocols into a map you can use to track down network failures and organize your study plan for the exam. The journey starts at layer 7, the application layer. This is the screen right in front of you. It is you opening a web browser to check your email, or opening a food app to place an order. Immediately after that, layer 6 and layer 5 go to work in the background. They act like the restaurant's kitchen staff. They translate your request into a standard format, encrypt it for security, and keep a dedicated line of communication open with the restaurant while the food is prepared. For a network engineer, these top 3 layers are the software's domain. This is the preparation phase, occurring before we even put a driver on the road. Looking at this diagram, we move down to layer 4, the transport layer. You cannot send a giant video file across the internet all at once. It has to be chopped up into smaller chunks, called segments. Think of this exactly like cutting a whole pizza into individual slices so they fit safely into a delivery box. Right below that is layer 3, the network layer. Now the pizza is boxed, but the driver needs to know how to get to your house. This layer acts as the GPS, calculating the best possible route through the city to reach your exact address. In the real world, the specific piece of hardware that does this job is called a router. A router reads logical IP addresses, which function just like postal zip codes, to navigate your data across different cities and entirely different networks. Without this routing step, your data packets would wander blindly. They would get lost in the massive global internet, completely unable to find the network they actually belong to. This brings us to layer 2, the data link layer. The driver has reached your neighborhood, but now they need to walk up to your specific front door. In networking, this uses physical hardware addresses, known as MAC addresses. The device handling this local delivery is called a switch. Instead of looking at the whole internet, a switch only cares about the devices in your specific room or building. It uses that MAC address to hand the data directly to your laptop, ignoring the TV or phone sitting right next to it. Finally, we hit the bottom of the stairs, layer 1, the physical layer. This is the literal asphalt road the scooter drives on to get to you. At this level, the data is nothing more than electrical pulses or light flashes. It is just raw ones and zeros traveling over copper cables, fiber optic lines, or invisible Wi-Fi signals. These bottom 2 layers handle that very final physical hop. They take the information off the broad internet highway and push it safely into your receiving hardware. When that data arrives at its destination, the entire process simply runs in reverse. It starts at the bottom, coming through the physical cable, and climbs back up the layers to display on your screen. The scooter parks, the driver walks to your door, you take the individual slices out of the box, and your app updates to say delivered. The internet is built on a highly predictable set of rules for packaging, addressing, and moving information. Now that you see this blueprint, troubleshooting becomes much faster. If another engineer says they have a layer 3 issue, you know the physical cables are fine, and you can focus your attention immediately on an IP address or a router. Use this framework to master the fundamentals and conquer your CCNA exams. If you want expert, hands-on help mastering these concepts, join our next training batch at C.T.T.C Academy, and let's accelerate your networking career.